Everyone complains about our theme song. So this is our third try.
Manheim still
won't give us money. Garage time.
Hi guys, welcome and thanks for joining another episode of Garage Time, your weekly Manheim newsletter here in Southern Colorado. Hanging out once again at J.C.s garage with our special guest, my boss, Mr. Brian Cook. Hi Brian, you want to say hi to everybody? Okay guys, so it's not actually Brian, you might have figured that out, but Brian wasn't supposed to be here, but evidently he had he was really worn out after a long hard day of work playing golf, and as a result could not make it, so we found a stand-in. This is Sticky. Sticky's going to be our stand-in for Brian today. Brian had a couple things he wanted us to talk to you about. We'll get to that here in a minute, but I wanted to make sure everybody knew who Brian was. Again, Brian is my boss. Those of you who have met him down here, you all have your affectionate nicknames for him. Captain Corporate, Cookie, Faker, Soul Crusher, Little Head in a big hat.
You know, he's probably doing your review right now, so I want to be careful on some of that stuff.
Oh, that's what some people call him. I call him Mr. Helpful. I call him Problem Solver. I call him Mr. Awesome Guy. I call him appropriately sized head and an appropriately sized hat. But that's neither here nor there. Brian actually is a great guy, super helpful. He's a tremendous advocate of yours. He does in fact have an open door policy. Any kind of issues, you have a problem with me or something I've done, or me not working hard enough for you, please don't hesitate to give Brian a call. Matter of fact, he asked us to make sure everybody had his phone number, so here's his number. Write that down. This is the number you call if you have a problem with me. Got it? Awesome. All right, well, let's get down to business real quick. First of all, this Tuesday, no major changes. Remember, we have 9 o'clock. That's when the absolute sale starts. Followed immediately by the early bird lanes, lane 2 and lane 3, 42 and 43, on Tuesday. Check those guys out. Get to the auction early. Look at those cars. Great buys. This week in particular, we have several dealers who didn't run last week. Last week was our big anniversary sale, our poker sale. Really? Last week was our big anniversary sale, our poker sale, but we had several of our large dealers who only run on an every other week basis who were not able to participate. So we're going to have another great sale this week. 44 in particular is looking really strong. Little different in lane 5, 45 this week on Tuesday, lane 45. A little bit different because we don't have a huge group of fleet lease cars in that particular lane, and as a result we have some of our really strong franchise dealers that are running there, so those guys are motivated to sell their cars as well. Check it out, get in there, look at those guys. Wednesday, as normal, 8 o'clock, we have our TRA sale. Look at that, that'll be online, simulcast, so look at the TRA sale if that's your type of merchandise. And then remember, 9 o'clock, or 9:15, we started opening that certified lane. So that certified lane starts early. Remember, you check it out early. If you log on at 10 o'clock, you're going to miss some of the best buys. So look at the certified lane early. This week's also a little unique because we have the combination of Drive Time and the Larry Miller Group running down there in lane 8. That's a tremendous sell whenever those guys run together. Make sure you look at what's going on down in lane 8 on Wednesday as well. Thursday, as always, Thursday at noon. That is my cutoff time, guys. Thursday at noon. That's the latest, not the earliest. That's the latest. Thursday at noon. That's my deadline to be able to advocate for you if you're sending cars to the sale, to get you in the right lane where you deserve to be, in the right lane position as well. That translates us into what Brian wanted to talk about, his highlights, his points of focus, if you will. Brian wanted to make sure that we were taking a look at our lows. We want to make sure that we have floors on all of those cars. Can't sell the cars without floors. Gotta have floors, and make those good solid floors, guys. Put those cars on the money. Then we sell cars and we get momentum. Buyers are happy, sellers are happy, everything's great, and it's a big, happy, wonderful auction whenever we have good, solid floors. Representation, he also wanted us to talk about, right, Brian? Representation. He wanted us to also talk about representation. Represent your cars the best way you can. If that means you need to find a way to make it up to the sale on Tuesday or on Wednesday, to stand there in the lane, answer questions about your cars, it's a great way to increase your market value. You're a stronger seller whenever you're there representing your cars. And you're better at representing them than I am, because I don't know. What else do we have to talk about? See, we also wanted to make sure and discuss our big showdown with J.C., where J.C. gets to talk on camera for 30 seconds uninterrupted about a subject of your choosing. So make sure you get those votes in to us as soon, and vote early, vote often. Get your requests in there. We got a couple of front runners, but we'll see how that plays out. We'll probably be able to announce that next week. Know your conversion rate. Remember that contest last week? What is your conversion rate? Contact me. Well, we have a winner. I'd like to say congratulations to the boys at Mike Shaw Buick GMC. They were closer than anybody else. A lot of you guys were way off. So that's probably a conversation we need to have. So let's talk about why you think your sales percentage is so much different than what your actual sales percentage is. Let's talk about that and find out what's going on and see if we can remedy the problems. I think that pretty much brings us to a close, guys. Thanks again to special guest Brian, and as always, J.C.'s Garage. And I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys with a duet. So we're going to have J.C. and Brian are going to sing "Islands in the Stream," a duet for you. Enjoy.
Everyone complains about our theme song. So this is our third try.
Manheim still won't
Still won't give us money. Garage time.